Have you ever had that moment when you realized that something was finally working? Not in one big way, but in a bunch of small ways. That happened to me on Zepbound, and I couldn't believe it. After I started the medicine, that same day I went to lunch, and I remember thinking, I'm not even hungry. I hadn't eaten all morning. I had a few bites of my chicken and realized I was full already. This had never happened to me before. I didn't think about what I was having in the afternoon for a snack. I wasn't even thinking about dinner because I was full already. I thought to myself, is this really happening? Then I noticed other little changes as the weeks went on. I wasn't finishing my plate. I used to be part of the Clean Your Plate Club back when I was growing up. I was taught, you always finish everything on your plate. Don't let any food go to waste. And now I couldn't finish. As the weeks went on, also, my clothes started getting looser. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get new clothes, especially my jeans. Even the belt wasn't even holding them up anymore. I had to go down in size. Then a few months later, I took my first trip on an airplane and I didn't need my seatbelt extender anymore. That was the biggest, best non-scale victory shocker that I had. That's when I knew Zepbound was actually working, and this might be my last time losing weight. More changes followed after that. My confidence, what I wanted to eat. I wasn't looking for garbage. I wasn't looking for treats and snacks and desserts. I was looking to hydrate my body with water. I was looking for protein first, having the meats first instead of the pasta or the potato. Even walking and weight training got easier. It was something I wanted to do. In this video, I'm going to take you all the way back to the beginning in the first signs that I noticed that Zepbound was finally working. Welcome. My name is Lynn and I'm 56 years old. I'm a wife and mother of 2 high schoolers. I started Zepbound 2.5 milligrams injection pen on August 4th, 2025. I've lost 63 pounds so far, and I have another about 50 to go. I've been documenting my Zepbound GLP-1 journey since I started, about a week in. I've shared my highs, lows, surprises, and lessons I've learned along the way. Let's get started. The first sign that Zepbound was working was my mental shift and food noise. A day of food before I started my Zepbound journey played like this. I would get up sometime in the morning and have a bagel with some butter on it and a Diet Pepsi. I don't drink coffee, so Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke was my go-to for caffeine in the morning. Then maybe it'll be like, 8 or 9 in the morning, whatever it was. I was done with that. And then I knew lunch wasn't until like noon. So I was doing whatever, like chores around the house, washing, um, you know, watching TV mostly back then. And I would have to go grab a snack like a couple hours later. And, I couldn't wait for lunch. I had to grab some cookies or grab some Doritos or pretzels or something. Then I went to lunch and I would have the normal lunch things, a burger, chicken, with the sides, with the fries and, and the sauces and all this stuff. Then, um, no water throughout the day. It was another Diet Pepsi. And then in the afternoon, I still couldn't wait till dinner. Of course not. I had to have another snack. So every time I would like walk by, if there was a package of Oreos, I had to have them. They just called my name. So I would grab one or two, go sit down and watch some more TV, go take a nap for 3 hours, whatever. Then get up. Okay, I'm going to dinner, like about 5 o'clock, 5 or 6, whatever it was. And Oh, I'm passing the Oreos on the way out. I might as well grab one on the way. Grabbed another Oreo. Went to dinner. Had a big, huge dinner. Back then, obviously, wasn't focused on protein, so I had a big, huge plate of pasta. And I would eat the chicken or, meatballs, whatever was in there. But I was like finishing all the pasta, and the clean plate me was finishing all the pasta or take it home as a leftover. We'll get to that later. Okay, so then get home and do whatever, then go back to the TV for the rest of the night, and maybe around 8 or 9, be like, I think I need a snack. So then I would grab some Doritos, okay, another Diet Pepsi. So now it's on my fourth Diet Pepsi or Diet Coke, whatever I had. And after that, still watching TV because we stay up until like midnight or 1 o'clock, we used to. And around 10, this is only like an hour or two after the Dorito snack, we would have a second dinner. My leftovers from the restaurant, or if we didn't have any leftovers, we'd make a can of something like SpaghettiOs or make a pizza at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. This was our life. And I wondered why I packed on all the weight, but I had no control. It felt like it was just like a job. I couldn't say no. The food was calling me. I felt no fullness. I felt no control over what I ate or how to stop. So once I started taking the shot that first day, like I said at lunch, I didn't feel hungry. My appetite was suppressed. I felt full after a few bites. I wasn't thinking about food all the time, what I was having for a snack after lunch, what I was going to have for dinner. It was the greatest aha, wonderful moment that I knew that this medicine was working. If you ever felt like food was on your mind all the time, this will sound familiar to you. Okay, number 2, the second sign is that my appetite changed. Portion control became effortless. I immediately took smaller portions. Instead of having 2 huge pieces of meat and all the pasta and a side vegetable and, everything and dessert, I went down to 1 piece of meat and maybe a few potatoes on the side. I felt naturally full sooner. I didn't have the cravings for the starchy foods, the sweet foods, the sugary foods anymore. I didn't even crave dessert. I didn't crave snacks. It was so wonderful. I immediately wanted protein. I wanted the meats. I wanted to fill myself up with protein and the water, and that filled me up so I wasn't looking for the other stuff too. I wanted real meals instead of mindless snacking all the time. It was like the medicine helped my body think about food differently and want real food and good foods instead of the snacks and the treats. The medicine helped do that. Number 3, physical changes. Like I said in the beginning, clothes feeling different, fitting differently, looking differently, needing new jeans. I also needed a new coat because the coat was way too big. My inflammation went down. On Zepbound, it's one of the side effects, the good things, that your inflammation, it helps. So my puffiness, my inflammation went down. Even after a few weeks, my rings started feeling a little, that I could wear my rings. And now I had them sized back in November before the holidays, and now they're big again. I can't believe it. Small things like feeling lighter, less inflamed, makes all the difference when you're losing weight. It makes you feel like your body is really changing. Here's a couple pictures. Number 4, lifestyle adjustments. Water became natural. I didn't crave the Diet Pepsi anymore. Yes, I still do have Diet Pepsi. I have a glass, but I only drink a little bit for taking my medicine. For some reason, I can't take pills with water. It gets stuck in my throat. So I need something other than water. So I drink like a quarter Diet Pepsi at lunch and dinner, but I don't need it anymore. I prioritize protein first. I also weigh myself daily. I track all my food. I track my weight. I track my water. I track my exercise. And it's like I want to do this stuff, and it helps me stay on track and stay consistent. The next one is number 5, emotional and confidence shift. As soon as I started losing weight, I felt proud of myself and capable. Yes, the medicine helps and aids you, but you put in the work still. You make the lifestyle changes. You put in the exercise effort. You put in the choosing of the right foods. You put in the effort of hydrating yourself with water. Every small change built my confidence even more. I realized that the journey wasn't just about the number on the scale and losing the weight. It was about what I can do now physically and how I felt and how I continue to feel. Even if you're at the start of your journey, notice the small wins, whether they're mental or physical, something that you noticed on yourself in what you're doing, how you're acting, where you can be, like in a chair. They really add up. The non-scale victories, NSVs, as we call them for short, there were so many, even at the very, very beginning. I'm trying to compile a list that I can share with you in a video coming up. But I did do a list back in December 9th, if you want to look that up. Here's a picture of the thumbnail. It was Zepbound wins, my non-scale victories. Now that was only from August when I started until December. So I have a whole lot more that I've had since December. Celebrate all your wins, big or small, whether they're mental, appetite, pictures, clothing, what you're feeling, confidence, and endurance. Progress may feel invisible at first, but all the signs are there. Pay attention and you'll notice the non-scale victories and aha moments where you realize that it's working too. Keep a journal or a list of these small wins, non-scale victories. You'll be glad you did later. I'd love to hear from you if you've just started your journey or if you're a little bit in and you realize that the medicine is working and helping you. Comment below because some of your insight and your changes might help others and inspire them. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe so you could follow along with the rest of my journey. Next time, I will be sharing 5 weirdest changes I didn't expect on Zepbound. Some may really surprise you. Stay tuned for my week 32 weekly update tomorrow. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.